Attorneys general from across the country are suing the Trump administration over a new policy to freeze federal grant funding.
Some of that money from the federal government has already been frozen. News 4's Jeff Preval has details of the legal action being taken. Jeff.
Yeah, and this just in, according to the Associated Press, a federal judge down in D.C. has agreed to temporarily block the Trump administration's freeze on federal funding and grants as well to localities, nonprofits, trillions of dollars out there from the federal government. But this comes just hours after 6 attorneys general from across the country in blue states, including here in New York State, sue the Trump administration over this federal freeze. New York's Attorney General says this policy to freeze federal funding would have impacted SNAP benefits, Head Start, veterans programs, among other programs that millions of people rely on. The state's Medicaid reimbursement system was frozen already. Here's both the governor and the Attorney General talking about this freeze on federal funding.
From the families who rely upon Head Start for childcare, to the children across the country who depend on SNAP for their next meal, to the seniors who rely on state services to get the care that they need. This policy will disrupt the lives of millions of Americans in New York and nationwide.
We are into governing, not panicking. And as I said, I'm not playing whack-a-mole with every single initiative that comes out of Washington. I have to govern a state.
Well, here in New York State, the governor goes on to say that the state relies on $93 billion in federal funding. A.G. James says the Trump administration may be attempting to clarify this policy. But as we told you at the top of this report, a federal judge down in D.C. has agreed to temporarily block the Trump administration's freezing on federal funding. Reporting live in North Buffalo tonight, Jeff Preval, News 4.